Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Revealing the Narc, and on this channel we dive deep into the intriguing world of narcissism. I'll often use public figures as examples to illustrate how these behaviors can manifest in real life. If this sounds interesting to you, please like and subscribe. And I should mention, everything I say in this video is my opinion and it's all allegedly. I want to clarify that I am not a therapist and the content shared on this channel is not intended as professional advice. So let's get into this video. I want to talk about an event that happened in October of 2019, and the article gives it away. It says, Meghan Markle has the sweetest reaction to Prince Harry crashing her gender equality discussion. You can't have a conversation about women's empowerment with just women, the Duchess of Sussex said at the talk at Windsor Castle. This is so mean. Who says this? This is devaluing someone. They crashed your event? Excuse me? He's the prince. He's the one that allowed for you to have this platform to speak on. Okay, so you already see how I'm feeling about this. And what we're going to do before we even get into the article is look at a clip of them arriving to the event. She's already acting like he's crashed the party. So let's watch the clip. To me, it looks like Meghan is like running over to talk to this woman, and look at her body language. She's trying to block Harry from saying hello. And you'll see in a minute how her facial expression changes when Harry has the audacity to greet this woman. Harry himself looks incredibly uncomfortable during this exchange. Okay, let's get into the article. Meghan Markle attended a roundtable discussion on gender equality on Friday, and she brought along a special guest, Prince Harry. Many expected the Duchess of Sussex's visit to be a solo outing, so they were pleasantly surprised to see the Duke of Sussex drive up with his wife for the panel. Once inside, Meghan thanked her fellow participants for letting her husband crash the party. She also stressed the importance of having both men and women support the initiative. So she literally, those words, crash the party, literally came out of her own mouth. So here's a snippet of that clip, and look how diminished, deflated Harry looks after she says that.
Reason it made complete sense for him to join today, so thank you for letting him crash the party.
The article continues, in terms of gender equality, which has been something I've championed for quite a long time, I think that the conversation can't happen without men being part of it, she said. And this is something that is also very key to the way my husband feels. And he's been working in this space since 2013, which a lot of people don't notice as much. But I think that's what's really important. You can't have a conversation about women's empowerment with just women. Look how many times in this statement she puts her husband down. Like this is how my husband feels? People haven't noticed that he's been working on this since 2013? It's very deflating and it's damaging. Like this entire, everything that happened during this panel discussion, from their entry to the conversation that's being had, is meant to discredit and bring Harry down. Let's watch those clips now.
And this is something that is also very key to the way my husband feels, and he's been working in this space since 2013, which a lot of people don't notice as much.
What bothers me even more about this is the giggle she has when she says people haven't noticed that he's been working on it since 2013. Why would that be funny? Why would she laugh at that? She's making fun of him, in my opinion. Oh, people haven't noticed, and you've been doing it since 2013. I've been on the stage for 1 year, and look at what's happening with me. You're crashing my party now, even though you've been doing it since 2013. It's cruel, it's devaluing, and it's deflating. Just look at the facial expression on Harry. Look at his posture. He is completely devalued. And what we'll do a little bit later in this video is talk about this devaluing that happens in a public place that narcissists do so often, and why. We'll talk a little bit about why they do that. The article continues, the discussion also involved representatives of the Queen's Commonwealth Trust, for which Meghan and Harry serve as vice president and president respectively, and One Young World, which Meghan has supported ever since she joined as a counselor in 2014. Participants included young leaders from around the world who are heading initiatives that support gender equality and inclusion in places like South Africa, Nigeria, Iraq, Malawi, and Bangladesh. The group discussed how these organizations could work together to support one another and drive meaningful change that will empower women. Okay, before we continue, I'm going to show you another clip where someone is talking and Meghan has to interject and introduce herself and remind everyone why everybody is there, that she is the one that's leading all of this. We are all here. Everyone is here because of Meghan. Let's watch that clip.
We're going to be looking at innovation, infrastructure.
Senator, do you mind if we just say a couple words before?
Please do.
Sorry.
Sorry.
We just want to welcome everyone and say thank you for being here. I mean, obviously, I think we're aware that One Young World has been important to me for several years. I think that conversation can't happen without men being part of it.
So first she interrupts the woman, and then she pretends to be humble and says, no. And then she goes on this monologue where she talks about me. She's not a team player. She took the spotlight off of the person that was talking. And she's devaluing Harry the whole time. I mean, this whole event is just smashing everybody around her so she can rise up to the top. The article continues, Meghan wore a ruby red ensemble consisting of a Joseph deep v-neck cashmere pullover and a Hugo Boss, blah, 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 blah. We don't care. Not only do they live in Windsor, but they also tied the knot at Windsor Castle in 2018. Meghan's involvement in the panel should come as no surprise to her fans. She championed gender equality well before her days as a royal and has continued to advocate for it, such as through her speeches and her work as a duchess. She also proudly calls herself a feminist in her royal bio. Yeah, in her speeches. That's the only work we can say she's done. In her speeches, where she is on stage, behind a podium, lecturing to people. That's all we can say. What other work has she actually done? She hasn't. And that's exactly the point. So now let's get into this question. Why do narcissists devalue their partners in public? Control. By undermining their partner's confidence, they maintain a power dynamic that reinforces their own superiority. You see that all over Harry's face. He is a defeated man. At this point, it's October 2019, I think they said. So that's a year and a half into marriage. I mean, he's been looking defeated long before then. But you can see that this is just a strategy to chip away at him until he's nothing left. And we're pretty much at that point, I would say. Second, image maintenance. They may feel the need to project an image of perfection and will belittle others to deflect attention from their own flaws. Exactly it. They overboast so that they can inflate themselves in front of others, and they bring other people down. Like, she's basically, I mean, this is exactly when she was like, and you guys didn't even know it, but Harry's been doing this since 2013, and he's not even recognized, and I've only been on the scene for a couple of years. That's why she laughs about it. She's putting him down. Oh, it's ridiculous. Insecurity. So deep down, narcissists often struggle with their own self-esteem. Devaluing others can temporarily boost their self-worth. And I feel like this is what has happened in my family. I mentioned once before that there are two people within my family that when the two of them are together, they're constantly throwing judgments my way. And I just can't be around. I can't be around either of them. But especially, I can't be around when the two of them are together. And it's funny because the things they judge me about, they're actually guilty of. So it's like they don't like it in themselves, so they project it onto me, and they're constantly judging me. And the reason for that is so that they don't feel so bad about themselves. I'll give you guys a professional example that I just learned about. So I used to work somewhere, and one of my dear coworkers, I mean, she was amazing. She ended up getting terminated for this discrepancy in the finances. And it was actually 3 of them that got terminated. And it was one of them that made the mistake, and then 2 people that didn't catch it. And this colleague I'm talking about was one of the two that didn't catch it, but it also wasn't in her job description and blah, blah, blah. The point is, the woman that spearheaded the termination wanted to see this woman terminated. Like, she just wanted it. She found an excuse and she did it. Well, I found out just recently that that woman who championed that termination, she got terminated because she was caught spending tens of thousands of dollars monthly inappropriately. So the way I see it is, this woman, she knew that what she's doing is wrong. So she had to seek it out in other people, because if other people are doing it, then what she's doing is not that bad. Other people are doing it. And it also deflects from them doing it, because if you're constantly pointing the finger at other people, there's not enough time to look at the person that's doing it. So for example, in this case, she was keeping leadership so busy looking at other people that they didn't have a chance to look at her and see that she's doing the same thing. With regards to my family, this is that they're constantly pointing the finger at me, looking and casting all this judgment at me, because that takes time away from their own reflection, from them looking at themselves and being like, wow, I'm actually guilty of that too. Another reason why could be manipulation. It could be a tactic to elicit sympathy or support from others, framing themselves as the victim in the relationship. So I don't see that in happening for this, in these video clips and at this event, but that's definitely something that can happen by calling out like, oh, I can't believe he did this, he did this, he did this, and, you know, humiliating and framing their spouse or whoever in a negative light. Then they become the victim and they get the attention that they want, they get the flattery, and you deserve so much better, right? You all know people like that. And finally is a lack of empathy. Narcissists often struggle to empathize with their partners, making it easier for them to disregard the hurt their words may cause. Completely. I don't think she can actually look. She looks at Harry's face and sees how devastated he looks. And even if she did, she would lack the empathy to care. Anyways. Okay, so I'm going to close this video. And I'm going to ask you, if you like this content, please like and subscribe. And I'm going to leave you with a final video clip from this event. It's going to be the cherry on top. And in this last clip, you will see Meghan looking blissful, because she is in the middle and they're going to take a picture of her and she is just so and Harry is off a little bit to the side and she's the center. So before I lead you into that clip, again, if this was interesting to you, please like and subscribe. Please leave me comments. I wonder what you all think, and I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.
Great.